question on the whole mental focus thing for you, Steve. So, 16 to 20 minutes is a long time to keep focused on a race. How do do you have any tricks for the kids or suggestions for the runners on how to keep focused during that entire time so that they don't kind of, lose track of where they are and what they have to do and so forth?
Well, no real tricks or anything like that, but just, we try to emphasize to them they got to, a lot of times what we'll do is we'll break the course down into segments a little bit, and just kind of focus on each segment of the course. But more importantly, we are always talking to them about, being focused on racing, thinking about what you're doing out there as opposed to, if you let your mind drift in a race, we've all been there, it's going to drift to something bad, because what you're doing, if you're doing it correctly, it can be, there's discomfort involved, you know that, and if you start to focus on that, that discomfort becomes all-consuming, and then you feel worse, and then it just starts to build on you.
Yeah.
So the thing you always have to do is just keep your head into the competition, whether it's like sticking on somebody's back and watching their back and staying with them if you're where you're supposed to be, or working on trying to pass somebody. Just thinking about competitive things, thinking about relax my shoulders. We'll yell things like that to them. I don't know if it helps or not, but I think maybe just sometimes just hearing the coach yelling something to you, especially if they're yelling it in a non-panicked kind of way. Then sometimes that can be reassuring.
Don't blow the season for us, Jimmy!
Right. Yeah. And so those are the things that we try to concentrate on. The main thing is, and I think, for the athletes out here, you just, when you're in the race, stay focused on the race. Stay focused on doing positive things. Think about the things that are going to help you hold it together and run better in the race. If you start letting yourself think about anything else, chances are you're going to begin to either tune out, fade out, and just kind of drift, or you're going to be thinking of something negative that's going to make it even worse.
If I can add to that real quick, so Steve said, every course has a phase where it's easy to fall asleep, and there's different phases of races too. Usually the start is not a place where a kid is unfocused, or the last 800 to 1,000 meters. But every course has a phase where it's easy to fall asleep, and I used to try to point that out to the kids. And I know home does with other topics, but I don't care how good a course it is. There's always a course where it's wide open here, and it might be a part in the race where the race spreads out, and there is nothing to focus on. Well, I don't care if the kid's 100 yards in front of you. Like you said, I used to tell the kids, stare at the small of their back, focus on something, because like Steve said, if your mind wanders, that's it.
Okay, let's